Okay, welcome. Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties. Welcome to the stream. And yes, I even have a full-on presentation for y'all today. Anyways, welcome to the stream. Welcome to episode 2, Elon Musk and the Curious Case of Formula E. I just wanted to get started. First off, we're going to thank today's sponsor. Not really a sponsor, but currently my only sponsor is Twitch Prime. So if you like what you see, consider subbing with Twitch Prime so that you can support me and helping me get everything said and done with. But I did want to talk about our glorious... This man. I want to talk about Elon Musk a little bit. Now, especially in the recent news, Elon Musk has become a rather prominent name in most households. People know him for his work, especially with SpaceX and Tesla and his developing PayPal and all sorts of stuff. Obviously, this man is an incredibly hard worker, and he really goes for what he thinks is fun and what he wants to get done and stuff like that. But he's also something of a car person, a gearhead. Obviously, otherwise he wouldn't have started a car company. But it's a little different than you think. Elon Musk, he owns a variety of interesting cars, stuff like this, the E-Type Jaguar Roadster from 1967, as a beautiful looking car right there, and would be amazing to drive. He also owns other things like the Lotus E-Spirit or the Wet Nelly. This was used in a James Bond movie because his car transforms into a submarine. Now, this car is, the version he owns is the prop for the submarine. The car doesn't actually transform, but he did say in an interview that he would like to install his own stuff to make sure that the car actually could transform into a submarine. And kind of my personal favorite is he owns a McLaren F1 as well, which is a incredibly rare and super amazing car as it goes along. But so, sorry if the photo's a little fuzzy. Plus, now he owns Tesla. He has the Tesla Roadsters. The Cybertruck is coming out. The Tesla Model X. The Model T, or all sorts of stuff like that. And so he's a car person, and his Teslas are very powerful. I'm not sure if anybody has seen, but a lot of fun videos that have shown up on the internet about the Teslas are the insane mode, stuff like that, where it's basically launch control, but for an electric car. It firms up the suspension. It really gets the motors going so that it can just instantly have as much torque as possible to just shoot off the line in a drag race. I believe, yeah. So I had this little video that would be fun to watch. This is a drag race in between the Tesla, just the standard car you can buy, and a Ferrari F12. Now, a Ferrari F12 is a 6.2 liter V12. I believe it's 6.2 liters. I do know it's a V12, and I do know that it has over 700 horsepower. So we'll just kind of... Well, that's the wrong one. Yeah, I gotta get through all the little ads. Okay. Tesla Model S versus the Ferrari V12. I mean, even with just electric motors, obviously, you can see it produces 600-something horsepower, which is insane, considering you have to slap quite a large engine with superchargers in it. So right now, we're on the cameras from the Ferrari's view. And now we're seeing it from the Tesla side. Okay, so the Ferrari F12 does end up winning, but it's only by half a second, which is not a lot. Um, and as you could see from both the Teslas and the Ferraris' point of view, off the line, the Tesla is an insanely fast car. Now remember, this Ferrari is their top of the line, big V12, 700 something horsepower, just an insanely strong car versus this little electric car that's got a couple electric motors in it. And gosh dang it, why does it keep doing that? And the Tesla doesn't necessarily win, but it is very fast and able to keep up with it at an astounding pace. So that brings me. So obviously the Tesla is very well made. It's not a race car, it's a road car. It's designed to be that way, but it has the potential to be something insane. The Roadster was kind of designed to be an electric sports car. And as the technology has improved, again, it has the potential to be something insane. Okay. Now I want to talk about Formula E a little bit. That's why it keeps going to this photo, which is next in line, even though I didn't want it to. This is a Formula E car. There is a main. Most people have heard of Formula One before. The difference between Formula One and Formula E. Formula One is pretty standard, big engines, all that stuff. Formula E is the electric version. All these cars in Formula E are electric cars. That's what they race. They have very clever suspension, but they're battery powered. They're electric motors, everything like that. Looks pretty sleek. This one specifically, especially with the paint design, it looks like something out of Tron, which I like as a fan. So all we need now is some Daft Punk music playing over it and stuff like that. And let's hope I remember the order of all these slides right. Here we go. Some specifications. These are, the Gen 2 is the current model that they use for Formula E racing. Obviously these things they're very low to the ground, they're long, they're a little wide. 75 millimeters off the ground max for ride height. That is, let me try to do some math. It's about 3 to 4 inches off the ground, I think, at max. If I can convert from metric system to what we use here in America, but that's not a lot. There are limitations on the weight of the cars, the amount of kilowatts the battery power is allowed to, or brake horsepower that the battery is allowed to produce in the motors. But these cars still get up to a speed of 100, top speed of 174 miles an hour. These are not slow cars to begin with at all. And their 0 to 60 times are 2.7, 2.8 seconds. That 0 to 60 time is basically what the fastest things like the Bugatti Veyron and the McLaren P1. Those are the kind of cars that get those times. These insane supercars. So Formula E is no joke. Just like Formula One, it's very fast. It's very intensive. Just because it's an electric motor doesn't mean that it, for some reason, is any less. Obviously, the cars can't travel as long as the Formula One cars, and they are not necessarily, they don't necessarily have the same speed. I believe currently that in order to complete a full race, drivers actually have to they have to take a pit stop, hop out of their car, and hop into another one in order to complete a full race. They are working on fixing that with flash charging, they're calling it, so that the cars can actually make pit stops and get a little extra charge. But that won't be until 2022, I think, is when the Gen 3 models of cars are supposed to come out, if I remember correctly. I do have a little clip of a Formula E race in case you're wondering what it looks like. I think
Round 2
pretty cool.
of Formula E Accelerate. is underway, and immediately Yovsky chops over to the inside, gets a decent getaway.
But I also think it sounds like a Star Wars game. Like, it looks like, to me, it looks and sounds like insane go-karting, and I would love that. That would be so much fun. But these are not...
Hong Kong station at turn 2. Graham Carroll is putting his nose up the inside to try and get past Banco. This is where we can see a bit of trouble coming into
These cars are moving fast. This is not sped up. When it goes to the camera views of the cars, like, you can see how fast they're moving.
And now he's got to manage his race.
Yep, very well behaved at turn 1 by everybody. So yeah, did a great start. Got across quickly because
obviously not as big of a crowd because it's Formula E. It's not Formula 1. Formula 1's a lot more popular.
I actually took the lead here.
But still, so these cars are very fast. They're moving fast. This right now where I paused it's fastest car right now is going. No, not even the fastest. This guy's in 4th currently, and he's going 121 kilometers an hour. That's still pretty darn fast. So they are pretty intense cars. They are pretty serious cars. They are very fast cars. And yeah, it kind of sounds like you're in Star Wars a little bit, but like, hey, this is pretty cool that there's racing with electric cars now, that the technology has come that far that they can do all of that. Now, this begs the question, which is, there we go. Another Formula E car there for you. This begs the question. If they're very fast, you saw the drag race of the Tesla versus the Ferrari. You see that Formula E has come a long way, these powerful cars. So why doesn't Tesla compete in Formula E? There have been reports that Formula E, the people that run it, they're willing to let Tesla compete and stuff like that. And I believe at one point, that last year, Tesla said that they were going to, if I read all the stuff correctly, at 2 a.m. last night, which is when I do my research when I'm coming up for a show like this. Earlier in 2020, before the whole coronavirus thing, Tesla said that, excuse me, that towards the end of the Formula E season, or the beginning of the next one, the 2020-2021 season, that they would possibly debut a car and a team. But then there were a lot of delays that happened, a lot of shutdowns, and the rest is currently what we're living in. And so it never ended up happening, as far as I can tell, from all the different articles I was able to read. I have a couple of my own thoughts on why Tesla doesn't compete in Formula E. And, well, I'll explain them a little bit. But, again, Tesla's proven that they're the best electric car company, so why not race? There wouldn't be any downsides or anything like that, at least as far as you can tell. This is part of the reason. You probably don't recognize any of the names here or anything like that, but Spark Racing Technology, SRT, they are the guys that build the chassis of the cars. Every car's chassis that races in Formula E is built by these guys. Williams Advanced Engineering, they supply the batteries. Hankook Wood, they supply the tires and stuff like that for all the cars. So this is one of the things that I believe is a big reason Tesla doesn't really compete in Formula E. They don't really compete because they can't build their own car. They wouldn't be able to build the chassis. They wouldn't be able to build the battery. They wouldn't be able to put the tires they wanted on it. They have to conform to all these regulations of the sport and be provided with materials by other companies. That's one of my thoughts on it. In an interview with Sports Business, there was even stated that Tesla does not take part in the series at present because all the competing teams use a standard battery, and one of Tesla's key differentiators against its competitors is its battery technology. Again, Tesla prides itself, and Elon Musk prides his company on being the best, and currently they are. And so if you limit them by saying, hey, we know you're the best company that does this, but we're not going to let you use your own technology, that's going to be a pretty big drawback or setback for Tesla to do anything like this. There is another reason I want to talk about too shortly. This isn't going to be a super long show or anything, but here, look at this Formula E car again. You'll notice that here, I'll use my mouse pointer since my hand goes off the side of my camera, but you'll notice all Michelin, Boss, Julius Baer, more Michelin, just all these advertisements all over the car. There's Spark, there's the guys that make the chassis of the car, all over the place. It's got advertisements for all sorts of companies and stuff like that. And that's not something Tesla does. They don't advertise. As a matter of fact, it was stated, somebody's tweeted out, they said it's time for Tesla to advertise and autopilot should be the first on the list. And Elon Musk retweeted and he said, we don't advertise or pay for endorsements. We just use the money we have to make a better product. And basically his philosophy, at least from this tweet, his philosophy is, I don't need to spend money on advertisements or endorsements or anything like that because what I make is the best. And since it's the best, people will buy it. And considering that Elon Musk is now considered to be like one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, his philosophy is not wrong. So that's another big factor I think that plays into it. In conclusion, again, not a super long show today or anything, but personally, after researching more of this and stuff like that, I don't think Tesla is really going to get into Formula E racing. I don't believe it because they can't build their own car, and that's going to be the biggest reason. If they can't build their own car, I don't think they're going to get into it. Maybe the rules will change, and they'll be allowed to fiddle with it more than just, the suspension and stuff like that. Maybe the rules will change for that, but currently they aren't. As a matter of fact, there have been a couple companies, I want to say Audi, but I'm not sure. It's either Audi or Mercedes, one of the two. One of the two companies has already announced that they're withdrawing from the Formula E, and it could be because of reasons like that. So in my views, again, Tesla probably won't join Formula E because they can't build their own car, they can't use their own technology, they can't use their own batteries. And two, NASCAR, Formula One, Formula E, a lot of those races are designed to be advertising events for the companies, and not just the companies who build the cars, but all the companies that, Michelin and everything like that. And like Elon Musk said in his tweet, this one, he doesn't advertise. He doesn't need to advertise. He just spends his money to make the best product he can. And so I don't think they'll be competing anytime soon. Maybe they'll prove me wrong, and they will. I think it would be cool if Tesla had their own Formula E team, just to prove that, again, that their stuff is the best. I think it would be cool. I think it would be awesome. I'd definitely be interested in seeing it. I don't think it would have any downsides to the company, money-wise or anything like that. It would probably help them make more money. But again, I'm just a Twitch streamer. I'm not the CEO of one of the wealthiest companies in the world. So that's all up to him. But there are my views on it. Thank you again for tuning in. It was kind of a short show today. Wasn't anything too ridiculous. Again, if the only sponsor I got currently is the fact that I'm a Twitch affiliate, so Twitch Prime is my sponsor. If you like what you see and you have Amazon Prime, you can sub to my channel for free, and that helps me out to keep making stuff like this, to keep doing stuff like this on a consistent basis, and it doesn't cost anything for you. But for now, that's all from me, and I'll catch you later with another show at some point. we'll have to see what I get going in the next few days.